Hi, my name's Catherine Gray, and if you'll stay with me for the next 20 minutes, you'll discover how you can become a man who attracts women with ease, how you can be someone who women proactively seek out, and someone who has many options in front of you to take women on dates and find that special woman, the one that's just right for you and the one you'd seriously consider spending the rest of your life with. This video is for single Christian men who deep down want to find someone who truly loves, cares and looks out for them. And we're not counting your mum here. But before I share the detail with you, let me just give you a little bit of background about me and my team. Since 1999, we've helped thousands of Christians of all ages, backgrounds and marital statuses find their someone special. We wouldn't call it boasting, but we've been instrumental in hundreds of couples getting married and have helped many thousands of other people find the new friends they were looking for. We've popped a lot of champagne corks to celebrate these marriages, and we've had celebrations of our own as we've won a number of fantastic awards, including the Wise Woman Award for running a Christian business that positively impacts the community. We've been featured in the national press, both Christian and secular, and our members' success stories have made it to mainstream TV, BBC documentaries. You don't get this sort of publicity and interest and win awards if you aren't good at what you do. We're experts in this field, and the number of marriages we've affected for all types of people is evidence of that. So those are my credentials to talk with you for a few minutes about how you can easily find your soulmate and have the companionship and relationship that will make your heart glow and your friends and family thrilled for you. Big promises, I know, but bear with me and you'll see that it's absolutely true, and it's completely different to anything you'll have experienced before, and it involves absolutely zero risk for you. Let me start first by talking to you for a minute or two about why there are so many single people in our society today, and why most single people are getting it wrong and not getting the results they want. Now, I don't mean to patronise you in any way, but you see, I talk to tens of hundreds of single people each year who tell me their experiences of trying to find a soulmate, and there are some real common denominators that flow through many of the conversations. I often hear things like, "I just haven't been lucky so far. There aren't any eligible people around. It's hard to meet new people. I'm too busy. I don't have enough money to attract the right person. I'm waiting to meet this or that sort of person. I can't get past the first date. I've tried dating online, but it hasn't worked. I'm sure I'll meet someone in the course of my everyday life." Very often these people have been single for a long time. It's interesting because when you dig deeper, what we always discover is that all those things are really just excuses and reasons to justify failure. I can say this with certainty because what I see from people who do find their soulmate is that they faced exactly the same things, but it's how they've approached and dealt with them that is different. For every reason for singleness I've ever heard, I can always find an example of another person who's faced exactly the same circumstances and yet has gone on to find their ideal soulmate. And I really do mean that. Honestly, there are no exceptions. So people either persevere to get what they really want with the right knowledge and skills to get them there, or they make excuses. But you can't do both. Now here's something else for you to consider. What I've come to realise is that in any group of individuals aspiring to be in a relationship, what you find is that they break down into one of four segments. You've got 5% who are engaged to be married, 15% who are in a relationship, 60% who are ticking along, dabbling perhaps might be a better word, and 20% who at any one time are struggling or giving up. So 5% engaged, 15% in a relationship, 60% ticking along, 20% struggling. And what's also interesting is of those 5 and 15% in a relationship, they certainly aren't always the good looking, the most popular, or the ones with the best jobs. The key distinction with this group is that they are brave and bold, and that is something every person has the ability to be. You could go and do some research and test these figures, but what you'll find, broadly speaking, is that this analysis is correct. Now, once you understand those figures, it leads you to an inescapable conclusion. You see, what it means is that most single people who are looking to meet someone are going about it in the wrong way, because most single people out there are in the 60 or the 20 group. That's 80% in total, either ticking along or struggling and giving up. And trust me, it's nothing to do with there not being enough single people out there, because we know there are. We've never had so many single people in our population as we do now, and that includes Christians. Now you've got those statistics, I would suggest it's imperative that you do a couple of things. First of all, honestly and truthfully, assess which segment you are in and where you honestly want to be. If you're in the first 5 or 15, that's tremendous. Or are you in the 60? Or in the struggling 20? You're in these groups if you've been trying to find Miss Right for a while, but you've given up being proactive, and are maybe feeling disillusioned and fed up, or are now just plain tired of looking. Or perhaps you have an inner fear of rejection, or self-doubt, or lack of self-confidence which is holding you back, and as a result, you've never really got started. Wherever you are at, I don't doubt that your innate, God-given desire to find your soulmate is still there, however buried, pushed down, or hidden that desire is. Now, when you look at the difference between the 20% and the 80%, the difference is usually not who these people are or what they're doing, but fundamentally and critically, the difference is how they're doing it. We call this the Bananarana syndrome, after the 70s song that went, "It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it, and that's what gets results." Many people are doing the right things, but in the wrong way. So, for example, it might be joining a dating site and contacting a few people, but doing it with very little preparation, very little thought, and very little knowledge of how to make it work for them. Not surprisingly, the results are often disappointing and soul-destroying. And we've seen exactly this in all our years of running Friends First. Fundamentally, there is one thing that differentiates those who are now happily married or in a long-term relationship, i.e. the 20% group, from those who are still making their way through life on their own. That one thing is people's ability and willingness to think differently, try new things, and do things differently. It's almost impossible to do this on your own because it's very, very hard to see how you're thinking and how that thinking may be affecting the way you're living. You see, the way you think affects how you act, and how you act affects the results you get. It's the same in all areas of life, not just in your personal life. Just like you can't see your reflection without a mirror, so too you need someone else to show you how you're thinking and the way that is affecting the actions you're taking. And it's for this reason that over the past few years, I've focused more and more of my time and my team's time helping our members think differently, which then enables them to act differently and thereby develop the skills and attributes they need to find their soulmate. The results have been astonishing and speak for themselves. As a direct result of our input, hundreds of people, including many men like you, have gone from apathy or frustration or repressed downheartedness with their singleness to the thrilled wonder at finding a lifelong companion to love and be loved by. Many of them would call me and my team the missing link between the life they were living on their own before and finding that special someone who has fulfilled their deepest desires and dreams. Now, you're probably harbouring a deep desire to find someone special to love and be loved by, but perhaps you're fed up of having tried to find them and not doing so far. You're certainly unlikely to have admitted this to any friends or family. In fact, they probably all think you're pretty happy and settled on your own. But again, deep down, you know this isn't quite the case. So if you could find someone with a significant track record who really knows what they're talking about to give you a method of attracting and meeting the right sort of women, a method that actually works and delivers significant results, I know you'd give it some attention. If I'm right, then stay with me, because that's what I want to offer you now. And I'm 100% sure that if I can do it for all the other hundreds of men that have met and married their soulmate through us, then I can do it for you too. And don't think here your circumstances are different, because we've worked with men who seem to have it all and men who've seemed hopeless cases and all types in between, all with the same results: happy, solid, long-term relationships or marriages. Now, I'm not offering a quick fix solution here. This isn't like buying a sofa where you go online, surf a few sites, and seconds later you've made your order. This is more like getting a highly valued degree where you put significant effort in over a period of time and get admirable results. Now, some time ago, I started working very intensely with a small group of men on something called our mastermind program. It's a big commitment for these men. It's pretty intensive and expensive, and because of that, it's outside the reach of many people. So I've taken some of the most important parts of that program and put them into a new program to enable more people to access it and, most importantly, get the same benefits and results. What we're offering now for the very first time ever, and only to a select group of men, and you'll see why there are limited places in a moment, is your very own elite Bachelors program. You might think you don't need anything like this. John thought this way for a number of years, but after contact with us, he said, "I thought I didn't need help." It was only when I started working with Catherine and her team that I realised why I'd remained unmarried for so long, despite never having had any difficulties with women or getting dates. This is a program where you'll not only be provided with lots of eligible women to meet, but most importantly, you'll learn how to go about contacting and meeting them in the right way, how to maintain their interest, and how to be so attractive to them so that they'll be the ones pursuing you. There are two elements to this program that are linked closely together. Firstly, there's the mechanics, and secondly, there's the all-important thinking that is so critical to your success. Most people don't know that both are critical, and most are unwittingly getting both wrong. It's only as you combine both will you find you get the results and true happiness you're looking for, like so many others have done. So let me tell you what the program consists of. If you're accepted onto it, the first thing we'll do for you is organise a professional photo shoot to make sure you're seen by others in the best light. Chances are you haven't got any really decent photos of yourself. Most people haven't, but how you are initially seen by others is really important. Have you used a holiday snap in the past, or even a passport photo? If it's the latter, most people will think you've just come out of prison. That's what passport photos do to all of us, but it's certainly not the impression any of us want to give. Thinking's important here. It's not how you look that's important, it's how others perceive you that matters. And getting this very first impression right is essential. It makes a difference. The next thing we've got to get right is how you come across on paper to other people. So you'll have a tailored one-to-one telephone call with us so that we can craft a really interesting, attractive and compelling profile about you so that others will be drawn to contact you. It's about standing out from the crowd. This won't be distributed to anyone until both you and us are happy with it. You are absolutely unique, and it's very important this comes over in the written description that others will read. We'll also give you the option of having a video of yourself done. This is optional but highly recommended because it really brings who you are alive. Filmed with our help, both on your script and on the actual filming and editing, it'll be something you'll be amazed at, and it'll work as your best ambassador. Now, at an early point in our work together, we want to make sure your thinking is on track. So we'll ask you to join us for a whole day of mentoring, teaching and learning. We call it our mini mastermind, and it's an incredibly powerful day which you won't find anywhere else. The men on our mastermind program rate these days as a fundamental part of their journey, and I assure you, you too will get huge value from this day. We'll be sharing techniques and strategies that work, as well as delving into what puts women off. We'll be giving you all the tools you need for success, including things that haven't even occurred to you. You'll leave the day thinking about your future in a completely new way, boosted with confidence and ready to find success in relationships you desire. You see, most people don't just get lucky in relationships. Like so many things in life, they create their own luck. And we'll be showing you exactly how to do that, so you're not just waiting for it to come along anymore. This day is then supported by our bi-monthly follow-up coaching calls scheduled to fit in with your diary. You'll have your own designated expert coach, one of my team, all of whom are skilled in relationship coaching. You'll find it easy to get to know them at the start, as you'll receive a personal video introduction from them, and then they'll be alongside you for the whole time you're with us. The coaching can be used in a variety of ways, depending on what is going to be most useful to you and what you need. Maybe you need encouragement. Maybe it's a kick up the backside. Maybe it's focus, or someone to keep you on track, doing what you say you'll do. Whatever you need, we'll tailor each call to you to get the results you want. There's no one size fits all here. You're unique, and so is our coaching for you. You won't forget what each call has covered, and you'll also receive a follow-up video after each call summarising the key points of that call. Consider this coaching like a personal trainer at the gym. The results you get with one are far superior to what you can achieve on your own, and it's no different here. Back to the mechanics. Now there's a two-way of exchange of information. Firstly, we'll be circulating the carefully crafted details about you to the hundreds of women we have on our books who are actively looking for a long-term relationship. Simultaneously, we'll be sending you details of our female members who we think may suit you, who you can get in touch with and start to get to know. Now, how you communicate with these women is really important. Again, this is an area that seems really simple and obvious, but many people get it wrong with disastrous consequences. We'll teach you the best practice on your mini mastermind day, but we'll also support you along the way with critiques of your communications to others. You'll be amazed at how the responses you get from others can be dramatically improved with just simple tweaks to what you're currently doing. There's a heck of a lot of stuff in here, and you won't find it anywhere else. And it's an incredibly effective way to meet new people and be successful in finding your soulmate. Putting all this together, i.e. the right mechanics like your profile, your photographs, and getting them to the right people, and thinking in the right way, is very powerful. Most people never do it and don't have access to this kind of support. We've already talked about the results we see when people do. Perhaps you'll get results straight away. Perhaps it'll take a little longer, but what I can promise you is that you will notice a difference. Only a few months into our mastermind program, one man commented that before he started the program, his personal life had been like a bus whose wheels had seized up, and now they're turning again. Now, this elite bachelor's program is only available to men who live in certain areas of the UK. You see, in some senses, dating is like the law of supply and demand in economics. If there's a high demand for something where there's a low supply, then the value of the good being supplied increases. And so we're only accepting men onto this program in areas of the UK where we have a significantly greater number of women, high demand, than men, low supply. You see, we want you to be successful. We want to stack everything in your favour, and this includes the relevant ratio of women to men for you. I hope that makes sense. There are three really powerful reasons why this program works so well. Number one, to get great results like my tennis coach used to drill into us when I was little, simple things done well and consistently produce great results. And so it is in personal relationships. What you get on this tried and tested program is all the basics and fundamentals of dating done really, really well. This is why this works and delivers great results. The second reason it works so well is the gas factor. Here at Friends First, we really do have the gas factor. Me and my team really do give a shit, and we'll prove that to you when you come on board. We have a goal for the business to become the most respected and effective offline Christian dating agency in the UK, and we're on track for that, which is why when you start with us, we'll take the time to speak to you to understand your current situation, what's happened to you in the past to bring you to where you are now, and to do everything we can and give you all you need to ensure that this works for you and delivers the results you want. Finally, reason number three. This is a tried and tested approach to dating success that gets fantastic results because it combines two essential factors, mechanics and thinking, which when got right together are powerful beyond measure. I can assure you this program will radically change your experience of looking for and finding the right woman. And if you've been single for a while, it is what you need. Now you're probably thinking at this stage, that all sounds great, Catherine, but what's it going to cost? Well, the guys I'm currently working with are paying well over £7,000 to work closely with me on a one-to-one basis, where we meet every other month. But I'm packaging all the work I'm doing with them into a condensed, more readily available opportunity for just £299 per month, plus a single setup fee of $547. But if you go ahead with this opportunity today, then you'll qualify for our very best introductory offer, which includes us making the £547 setup fee disappear completely and reduces your monthly subscription to £97 a month. There's a minimum commitment here of 6 months, which is a critical part of getting your thinking right. So, you pay no setup fee and your investment in yourself and your future is just £97 a month, providing that you come on board and give this a try before the deadline, and you live in an area where we already have a significant number of females than men. That's a saving of nearly £3,000 in your first year. You might think this is expensive, but the other men who've worked with us vouch for the value and difference we've made to their lives. Listen, until you experience it for yourself, there's no way I can describe how it feels to see your personal life start to change rapidly. How it feels to be very attractive to women, to have the confidence and skills to approach them, and to go on dates that are effective. More dates than you'll have had in the past year, and I promise, no, I guarantee that after just a couple of months, you'll be thanking me and my team for the difference you'll be seeing and feeling in your life. The results will speak for themselves. Oh, and talking of results, you might want to think about what a proper, loving relationship actually would mean to you. What would it feel like to have someone truly looking out for you? Someone to come home to after a hard day's work? Someone to share your interests with? Someone to go on holiday with? Someone to share your ministry? Someone to create a home together? And someone to look forward to the future together? So you see, I was right. This really is an exciting and a unique opportunity for you. And if you're swift enough to come on board before other men in your area, then you'll have the chance to radically change how your future pans out. There's only a 6-month contract and you can cancel at any time thereafter. The ratio of women in your area will be stacked heavily in your favour. Your £547 setup fee will be waived. And if you're not happy for any reason in the first 30 days, you can send everything we've given you back and benefit from my cast iron, no strings attached, 30-day money-back guarantee. When you join, we'll introduce you to your coach and you'll receive your first high-value phone call to go through exactly where you are now, what needs to happen to get the same results as the other men who we've worked so successfully with. My team and I have got the gas factor in spades, and they won't rest until you're happy and up and running effectively. We'll do what's necessary for you, because I'm serious about making this work for you. Importantly, we'll always be available on the phone wherever you need us. You'll get the personal touch. So, are you willing to invest in you and your amazing future? Sure, it will mean some work and effort, but I guarantee you're going to say it was worth it and be so pleased you gave it a try. All you have to do is hit the orange button below. Or if you prefer, you can give us a call at the number on the screen. The team are here 9 to 5:30, Monday to Friday. Do it now, and in no time at all, you'll be seeing amazing results in your personal life, but only if you act now. You might think you need to mull this over, but remember there are limited spaces, and if you've been single for any length of time, you've probably been putting off doing something like this for long enough already. Hundreds of men just like you have already discovered the power of taking action today. There is zero risk, just a whole lot to gain if you give it a try. For that to happen, you know what to do. Deep down, you also know this is what you really want. You know you deserve this future. Me and my team are very much looking forward to working with you. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.